Up next on Rage, a pretty exciting non-title matchup as Greg the Hammer Valentine gets set to lock it up against RWL Mid-South champion Billy White Moon of Best of the West.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next non-title match, set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. First, from Seattle, Washington, weighing in at 248 pounds, Greg the Hammer Valentine.
He's an all-around journeyman, one of the all-time greats, one of the masters of the figure four leg lock, besides the Nature Boy Ric Flair. I don't know, I think Billy White Moon is going to have a little bit of a problem tonight, but I think Billy can handle it.
Indeed, whether in singles or in tags, Billy White Moon of Best of the West has proven himself to be a consistent winner.
His opponent joined at ringside by Jim Dandy Deakins, and representing Best of the West, from Norman, Oklahoma, weighing in at 245 pounds, he's the RWL Mid-South champion, Billy White Moon.
Damn, but I love watching Billy White Moon do his thing, and so do the fans. The whole Best of the West trio, White Moon, Jim Dandy, and Tex McKenzie, have all shown that they can not only play this game, but can do it just a little better than most. No one's been able to get that Mid-South title away from Billy. But that doesn't mean Greg Valentine hasn't got an eye for trying it himself.
Well, non-title matchup or not, these two principals are going to give it their all. Charles Lucero sounds the bell, they come center. Valentine opens up with a knee breaker. White Moon rounded up. White Moon winds it up. There's the shoulder tackle, taking Valentine to the mat. Billy White Moon trying to lift Valentine. Delivers a shot to the midsection. Tries for the clothesline. White Moon stops him cold with a one-arm slam. Greg the Hammer Valentine rounded up by Billy White Moon. They tussle. Valentine pushing White Moon into the far right corner. Referee Charles Lucero going to get in there and break that up. Do we get a clean break? We do. All right. Well, they lock up again. From behind goes Valentine. Rear waist lock. Takes White Moon down to the canvas. Will not release that hold. White Moon shoved away by Valentine. An arm drag from Billy White Moon. Valentine countered. A clothesline over the top rope out onto the floor. Went Greg the Hammer Valentine. Writhing like a club fish. And here we go, Billy White Moon into the war dance here. Takes it to the outside. Escorting Valentine towards the corner bar. Whoa! Did you over the top of the barricade into the crowd? Valentine comes back out. He didn't appreciate that one bit. White Moon tags him with a shot to the midsection. Valentine counters with a shot to the midsection and an elbow. Valentine catches a right from White Moon before both men make it inside the ring. Greg Valentine with a rake of the back. He really did not like being knocked into the crowd, I can tell you for sure. A series of hard rights to the back of Billy White Moon, beating him all the way around the ring. White Moon counters with a right of his own. A kick puts Valentine into the far corner, and White Moon looks like he's had enough too. Valentine up there on the top rope. Oh man, no. Billy White Moon takes Valentine for a ride. Top rope superplex. And Valentine certainly feeling the impact of that one. Billy White Moon countered by Valentine into a back body drop as the referee initiates the count here. Valentine quickly countered by White Moon, makes his way back inside the ring. Valentine following suit. Valentine takes him down, drives a knee into the leg of Billy White Moon. And look at this. Whoa! Bent that at an impossible angle. The human body ain't supposed to do that. Valentine covers, hooks the leg, one. But White Moon kicking out. Valentine delivers a kick to the back. Rounds up White Moon by his throat. has him up. Rib breaker from Greg the Hammer Valentine, followed up with a stomp to the midsection and another. Greg the Hammer Valentine imposing his will on Billy White Moon at the present time. White Moon counters with a clothesline, takes Valentine down to the mat. And here we go again. Billy White Moon is fired up. Misses with the kick. Valentine with a drop toe hold on Billy White Moon. Turns him over center ring. And again, he is, you know what's coming. The foreshadowing is obvious. The writing on the wall. Valentine's going to use that figure 4. The neckbreaker countered by White Moon. A clothesline followed up with a second. Billy White Moon with a kick right to the face of Greg Valentine. The Hammer dragged towards center ring. Counters Billy White Moon with a kick. Rounds him up by his throat. White Moon counters with a fireman's carry. Jim Dandy Deakins watching his tag team partner work here. Hip first into the turnbuckle goes Greg Valentine to meet Uncle's turnbuckle and all 9 of his cousins. Whoa, and down he goes. Billy White Moon gathers him up. And here we go. Boom, what a right. Valentine went out. The Hammer counters White Moon, whips him to the outside of the apron. A hard right from White Moon makes it back inside. They lock up, they tussle. Valentine shoves him back. Greg Valentine with a side suplex on Billy White Moon. And already Greg Valentine has been through quite a bit already. A stomp to the midsection. Valentine winds up the elbow, drops it on the back of the head of Billy White Moon. Greg the Hammer Valentine trying to rally some support here in Hamilton, Ontario. A kick forces White Moon into the far right corner. Valentine turns him around, double axe handle to the back, and another, and a third. Wait a minute, White Moon in trouble here. Greg Valentine takes him back. Retaliation as Billy White Moon is introduced to that turnbuckle a vast number of times, and down goes Billy White Moon. Greg Valentine turns him over, and here it is, the figure 4. I knew this was going to happen. He's got it locked in. Billy White Moon in all kinds of trouble here. White Moon trying to fight his way out, but it's no use. He is tapping out. That is it. Greg the Hammer Valentine with a big-time upset win over Billy White Moon by tap out.
The time was 5 minutes and 30 seconds. And your winner, Greg Valentine.
I gotta give it to you, Don. You definitely called it. Valentine was gonna go for that figure 4, and you knew it.
Of course I knew it. I mean, it was probably the only way Greg Valentine could even pick up a win over Billy White Moon, because Billy was a house on fire for most of that matchup, right up until the moment Greg Valentine decided to start softening up his legs and implement the figure 4 to get himself a tap-out win over the Mid-South champion in this non-title matchup. And this could bode very badly for Billy White Moon in the future, who may be facing Valentine later down the road for the belt. We'll be back with our next matchup right after the break.